Brother Paulus Mohr is of a German origin, as is the founder of our congregation, that is the Congregation of the Missionary Brothers of St. Francis of Assisi. He came to India along with his companions and established our congregation in 1901. He died on 11th November 1942 here at Mount Poinsett, and this year, 2017, we commemorate his 75th death anniversary, and we dedicate this documentary to honor him in a very meaningful and befitting manner. Thank you.
Just as a tiny seed grows into a big tree, or a booklet flows further into a great river, the Franciscan missionary brothers had a humble beginning. There was a man who dared to venture a missionary foothold into the Indian soil to find a congregation. He was Brother Paulus Moritz of Germany. He was born in 1869 in Germany to Jacob Moritz and Bertha Moritz, a highly respectable and elite Jewish family. Although born as a Jew, Brother Moritz was drawn to the realms of Christianity. Recognizing it as his true faith, he embraced Christianity. Brother Paulus Moritz, being a person of crystal clear consciousness and unending passion for humanity, found his calling. The seed of developing India and the vision of look after the poor and marginalized and God will look after you found a way into his heart. This was the challenging pledge imbibed from St. Francis of Assisi. Brother Paulus Moritz commenced the missionary endeavors in the Indian soil. At the age of 26, in year 1885, Brother Paulus Moritz decided to leave his country for India. In middle of October 1900, along with like-minded German youth, he embarked his journey from the banks of River Rhine, traveled for weeks and reached Nagpur in India in early November 1900. Ever since he arrived in India, he never turned back. Deeply inspired by the Holy Spirit, after much discernment and prayerful reflections, Paulus Moritz dared to venture into the founding a missionary congregation of religious brothers with a clear vision and specific mission. The mission to transform people's life through pioneering evangelization. He helped people of India in the darkest time, that of famine and an outbreak of cholera. Gradually, Brother founded St. Francis Orphanage and St. Francis de Assisi School and agricultural farming in Mumbai, Nimal district and Khandwa. Also, many mission centers opened via orphanages, agricultural farming, dispensaries, counseling centers and school education at different places. Brother Paulus Moritz is inspired by the vision and spiritual experience of St. Francis of Assisi, one of the most venerated religious figures in history, an Italian Roman Catholic friar, brother and the eco-lover and preacher which world had ever seen. And that mustard seed, that little drop of light, has grown to be a magnum opus body of goodness, St. Francis Congregation. Mumbai, the capital city of the state of Maharashtra, which was initially a composite of 7 marshy islands, is now a 3 kilometers wide and 20 kilometers long strip where millions of people reside. With a cosmopolitan nature, the city is the melting pot wherein Hindus, Jews, Muslims, Parsis and Christians coexist happily under the common designation, the Mumbaikars. Presently, Mumbai is the dream city for all, from businessmen to film stars, from designers to tycoons, and not to forget the common people. But in this dream city lives people whose dreams still dwell in the darkness and yearn to see the daylight. It is for the dreams of these marginalized, poor, less privileged people that the Franciscan missionary brothers have ushered in a gamut of initiatives that make lives beautiful and complete. St. Francis institutions are run by the Franciscan Missionary Brothers, an international congregation which has its headquarters in Borivali West, Mumbai. The institutions bear the name of St. Francis of Assisi, since he is the patron saint of the congregation and of ecology and environment. We follow his ideals, spirituality, value systems, in order that all our initiatives may be rightly guided by qualities like farsightedness, sustainability, and welfare of the people whom we serve through these institutions. St. Francis Orphanage in 1908, a humble beginning indeed on the top of a hillock which is now known as St. Francis Monastery, Mount Poinsur. Thereafter, the congregation spread its wings in varied directions and established a primary school, high school, junior college, industrial training institute in 1966, Institute of Art and Design 1989, Institute of Technology in 1998, St. Francis Prem Sangh for Street Children in 2001, St. Francis Institute of Management and Research 2002, and St. Francis School ICSC in 2005. They are the nation's prime educational centers with more than 15,000 students studying in over 10 programs from KG to PhD in the same campus, so much so that the St. Francis institutions have today become a pride of Mumbai and India's most sought-after academic community for its focus on excellence in value-based education and beneficial and educative extracurricular activities. Today, after 116 years of its inception, the Franciscan Brothers continue their commitment of training young minds and finding solutions to address tomorrow's challenges. In order to meet the growing demands for value-based education, the congregation, in collaboration with several experts in the field of industry, has established technical, art and design, engineering, management, hospitality-based career institutions till PhD level recognized by AICTE and affiliated to the University of Mumbai with the aim of providing students with quality education and knowledge. With the vision of enhancing the quality education, relentless effort has been put in for building and upgrading the infrastructural facilities progressively. St. Francis Institutions has thus adopted the latest and best teaching aids and facilities for its students, such as high-tech classrooms, computer labs, and digital libraries in all the streams of our educational endeavors. St. Francis Institutions have characteristics in its own distinguished way. The organization that runs this institute is religious. It has its basis in universal brotherhood. That is, the interrelational and intra-relational connectivity of all beings. A new perspective in teaching formula, where competitiveness and success-oriented mindset will give way to relational aspects of human life. It is our firm belief that ultimately every science revolves around human beings, and therefore our patron St. Francis advocates the value of life and principles of life direction. When these things are taken care of, everything automatically will fall in line: the discipline, academic excellence, a better teacher-student relationship, and all that concern to academic and practical life. Brothers wish every student an academically enriching experience in this campus, by which each student will turn out to be highly motivating and fascinating personalities. This is what we do. This is what we pray for. St. Thomas Province, Kerala. With Brother Paulus Moritz' compassion glowing in their hearts like a flame, the Franciscan missionary brothers set foot into the God's own country, Kerala. Dedicated to the St. Thomas, the Apostle of India, the St. Thomas Province of Kerala came into being in the year 1927 in Kaliyur and 1930 in Thottapalli, Alapura, and 1935 in Siro Malankara, right, Thiruvananthapuram in 1950s. And this rich history has grown into a family of 56 brothers and 14 communities. The activities of St. Thomas Province are spread over 10 dioceses, including the Diocese of Houston, USA. The missionary activities of this province include orphanages, boys' home, school education for the tribal community, and also for the less privileged in the city too, technical education, Franciscan youth movement, house visits, mission centers, agricultural estates of rubber, coffee, pepper, tea and cardamom for both psychological and social welfare of people of Kerala, formation training program for young candidates who wish to become brothers. Orphanages and boys' home, Kerala. As long as you look after the poor, God will look after you. In these words of Brother Paulus Moritz, brothers of Franciscan missionary found their purpose and thus initiated the challenging feat of bringing under their wing and nurturing orphan children from various parts of Kerala by being their ray of hope. Education, Schools, Kerala. The Congregation of the Franciscan Missionary launched an educational program for the less privileged school children, and it is one of the greatest philanthropic services of the congregation. The realization that only making people self-sufficient through education can solve many problems that the nation and the society faces, and that children are the future of our country, led the brothers to do extensive work in the Ministry of Education. School for Adivasi Children. In the year 1978, the Franciscan brother decided to concentrate their missionary outreach towards the Adivasi community in Kerala, Manathawadi by opening the school for the Adivasi children and bring them too into the consideration of our society. Training Centers, Kerala. Jayamata Technical Institute had its humble birth in August 1979, its core being imparting technical skills and vocational training for the less privileged children of Kerala. At the technical institution, our far-sighted vision of supporting the aspirations, ambitions, and dreams of the children for whom dreaming also is a luxury. This we aim to do, creating excellent career prospects for them through high-standard technical training. The course modules are designed carefully with industry inputs to keep in tune with changing demands of the market. Jayamatha Technical Institute opens new horizons of opportunity for the young people of Kerala. Old Age Home. Start by doing what is necessary, then what is possible, and suddenly you will find yourself doing the impossible. These words of St. Francis Home for the Elderly came true in the year 1982, as the Franciscan Missionary Brothers built a non-profit care home for the elderly. St. Francis Xavier Province, Bangalore. As the tree of goodness strengthened its roots, it began to grow. Gradually, its branches spread across the nation and beyond. India as a country was touched by sheer divinity. The people in need found solace and a savior in one man's vision. Brother Paulus Moritz's vision took shape with every passing day. The magnanimity of his vision reflects in the extensive reach and depth of the congregation. Education. Brother Paulus Moritz's vision in the Ministry of Education as of today has resulted in the congregation educating and grooming more than 18,000 students in the St. Francis schools, and the number is growing by every passing day. Seva Sadan Youth Home, an initiative of the Franciscan Missionary Brothers of Bangalore Province. Youth Home is a part of the St. Francis family of institutions. During the late 1950s and early 1960s, it was witnessed that a lot of boys were leaving school and orphanages without completing their formal education due to their dire circumstances. In this moment of truth, the brothers envisioned the idea of teaching and training these boys into a trade, a skill that would enable them to earn their livelihood, thereby helping them help themselves. With this realization and the intention, the Seva Sadan Youth Home was born. They have been given free hostel facilities, food and training in varied trades like welding, carpentry, printing, turner and automobile. Jyoti Sadan Scholasticate, Bangalore. Religious life as a consecration of the whole person manifests in the church a wonderful marriage brought about by God, a sign of the future age. Thus, religious bring to perfection their full gift as a sacrifice offered to God, by which their whole existence becomes a continuous worship of God in love. The foundation stone for this new building was blessed and laid on 19th March 1981. The Scholasticate is a formation house where the junior brothers continue their formation of a committed, religious and zealous missionaries and receive a deepening of their knowledge of biblical and philosophical, theological sciences and other related subjects as prescribed in the approved formation program. The study encompasses long-term as well as short-term courses aimed at spiritual transformation of the individual through doctrinal formation and humanistic and social sciences. The charism is pioneering mission work, especially among the poor and marginalized of the society, to help them achieve wholeness of life. St. Joseph Province, Delhi. The congregation's yet another significant branch is the Northern Province, whose patron is St. Joseph. In the year 1979, the missionary work in the northern part of India was raised to a status of a province. Currently, the province is an amalgamation of 68 brothers and 17 communities, which are spread across 14 dioceses that include Kerala, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, Odisha, Punjab, and West Bengal states of India. Education. The St. Francis schools of the Delhi province concentrate on developing social responsibilities in the students, building mutual sharing of knowledge, values, skills and culture, developing self-confidence and self-esteem in children, encourage them to embrace higher education and bringing in underprivileged children into mainstream education. St. Francis schools of Delhi educate and empower more than 20,000 students across 11 schools situated in different states of North India, including cities, villages, and other rural areas too. Slum children rehabilitation. God is in the slums. God is in the cries heard under the rubble of war. God is in the debris of wasted opportunities and lives. And God is with us if we are with them. As part of the evangelization and social responsibilities of the Franciscan Missionary Brothers of St. Francis of Assisi School, Indirapuram, the school management runs an evening school named Bala Yeshu School for street children residing at the neighboring areas of Indirapuram. It provides free and non-formal education to more than 250 slum children from kindergarten to class 5. Brother George Kuzikandam, a simple, pious and gentle being, believed that education is quintessential for every human irrespective of their social strata, and thus he struggled in the city of Mathura to establish and run a school of goodness that some extremists could not accept. He was working as a teacher as well as boys' home director of St. Francis School, Navada, Mathura, UP from 1998. On 6 June 2000, a group of men brutally tortured him and beat him to death, a gruesome murder that evoked restlessness and anxiety among the Christians all over the country, and protest marches, rallies, and interreligious prayer meetings were organized everywhere. The body of missionary martyr is laid to rest in the Lord of the Cathedral Cemetery in Agra, UP. Brother George thus continues to lengthen the list of martyrs who have washed their robes white in the blood of the Lamb. And we believe that Brother George is living with Christ and is interceding for us all. May his soul rest in peace. St. Paul's Province, Northeast. The Franciscan Missionary Brothers pioneered their first mission in the Northeast region in the year 1970s. Ever since then, they have experienced an outpouring of blessings from the heavens above. Numerous brothers and mission centers are the part of the congregation and spread across the states of Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, and Meghalaya. In the past 45 years, the Franciscan Missionary Brothers commenced their challenging ministries of love and charity with determination and enthusiasm in the far-flung missions of Northeast India. After having arrived in the region in the year 1970, the brothers explored the possibility of pioneering evangelization as per the main charism of the congregation. The brothers have been able to educate thousands of children through the medium of their schools in villages and have saved the lives of young and old alike by providing timely medical assistance to the poor and needy tribes of the regions. St. Francis Eco-Spirituality Center. The core aim of the Eco-Spirituality Center was to fulfill the need of the hour, that of uniting spirituality and ecology. As concern for the ecological crisis grows, spirituality must guide our mission of shepherding gently all creation into the glorious freedom of the children of God. The challenge of eco-spirituality is to divine within through created things and nature. You are welcome to the green heart of Along Hada to join the divine within in the least traveled natural habitats of Northeast India. If God inspires you to be part of His pioneering mission of the Franciscan Missionary Brothers, come and embrace your existence and your planet. St. John de Breto Region, Tamil Nadu. St. John de Breto Region was established in the year 2004. The activities of this province are mainly concentrated in the state of Tamil Nadu. At present, 23 brothers and 8 communities are actively working towards the betterment of our society and its people. The major apostolic activities of this province include an array of initiatives from evangelization, education to child development. In the evangelization initiative, we promote lay leadership, interreligious dialogue, faith formation program, parish ministry, Franciscan Youth Federation. Under the social apostolate initiative, we have formed self-help groups, microcredit and savings program, income generations program, skill training programs. We have also undertaken healthcare initiatives like rural sanitation program, care and support of people infected with HIV/AIDS. Ghana. The tree and its shade has also crossed the borders of the country and has served the needy in underdeveloped, struggling countries like Africa. Franciscan missionary brothers, with an ardent desire to reach out to the poor and needy people of Africa, pioneered missionary activities of the congregation and set up their first community in Ghana at Kwasi Bokrom, Japekrom, in the Diocese of Sunyani was initiated in August 2013. Our new mission in Ghana, viz. St. Francis Institute, is situated in a very small town, viz. Kwasi Bokrom. Brothers are fully involved in re-establishing the vocational training center named Kwasi Bokrom Vocational Training Center, KVTC, which was established and managed by a group of Germans and later by local administration, and at last got closed due to financial instability. Conclusion. They say all one needs is a seed of will in their hearts and the spirit of courage in their soul to change the world. Brother Paulus Moritz, under the divine guidance of St. Francis of Assisi, is a legendary testimony to this belief. His faith moved mountains, and on this auspicious day, we hope and pray that a fragment of his soul also live in us and give us the courage and strength to continue what he started. To the soul so divine, your vision still lives, you still live.